Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Aaron Buckingham, founder and organizer for the Play It Forward charity hockey game event. Thank you so much for joining us today, Aaron.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course, because this is the second annual Play It Forward charity hockey game. Now, for people that may not have heard about the first one, can you kind of tell us what this is all about, what this event is all about?
Yeah, so a year ago, Border City Connects was in need of a new van. And so this is one of the bigger vans that was needed last year to transport people with disabilities and challenges around the city. So there was a grant available. It covered about half the cost of that van. So we were about $65,000 short of actually replacing that van. So with Lloydminster being such a great community, as far as any charity and all the nonprofits always receive great support, but Lloydminster is a big hockey community. So I decided that we'd try and come up with a 12-hour charity hockey game to try and raise the shortfall from last year. And we came so close. Last year's event, the 12-hour game, was a $63,000 fundraiser for Border City Connects. So we were right there. And at the end of the day, we were able to get that van for them. So a great success. And the players and everybody that was involved in it last year had such a great time. And this year, Border City Connects needs to replace one of the caravans. Now, this is the unit that drives people to and from Edmonton or Saskatoon for medical appointments when they don't have the ability to get there themselves. So the last thing I want to see is somebody's grandmother sitting on the side of the road, broke down by Manville on the way to Edmonton for a medical appointment. And the caravan that they're using for this now, one of them is over 300,000 kilometers. So it's time to replace that unit to make sure that we can continue to provide that reliable service to and from these medical appointments. So the goal of this year's game is a $65,000 goal to try and replace that unit to make sure that Border City Connects can continue to provide that service.
And this is an amazing event. I know many people have fun, and it's, it does great things. It raises money for some important things in the community, especially with the Border City Connects. Now, can you kind of expand on what exactly the players do and how this exactly works for the Play It Forward event?
Yeah, so last year being the first year, we took the lessons learned from that, and there was very few changes that anybody wanted to make to it. The players had a great time. So we play for 12 hours. There's 4 teams of 10 people and 2 goalies this year. We added goalies this year because we only had 1 goalie per team last year. And there were 150 goals, more or less, scored last year. So that tells you they faced a lot of shots. So the goalies asked if we could have a second goalie for every team. So we've got our 8 goalies, which is a great start. And so we play 2 hours on, 2 hours off each team, more or less. This year, we've added, we're moving the event to the Service Sports Center this year because we were able to get ice there. And it's a higher traffic area. So we wanted to make sure people could see the event, come out and support the players, because I know as a player myself, it means a lot to see the people in the stands cheering you on. Just gives you that little extra bit of energy because it is a long day of hockey. And so it's good to see people out there. So we're going to have the OTS room booked above the ice. And we're going to have food in there and beer gardens and so on and so forth. And people can come out and support that. I mean, the important piece for now is trying to fill that roster. I'm about 10 players short for this event. How the money is raised for this event is each player is responsible for raising a minimum $500 per player to play in the game. Some people last year did a phenomenal job. Some players were over $3,000 individually in sponsorship. And of course, anytime you sponsor a player more than $20, Border City Connects will issue you a tax receipt for that amount. So it's all supporting the charity and supporting those players. There's also lots of sponsorship opportunity left available. Now I'm going to do this. You can see these wonderful Play It Forward jerseys that we had done up last year. We gave those to the players kind of as a thank you last year and a bit of a marketing tool to say, hey, wear these jerseys out and about and support and show people that you've got them. And hey, they'd say, where did you get that jersey? And try and get some awareness of the game. This year, we've got some beautiful new jerseys made up that we're going to keep. So we're looking to get those jerseys sponsored because they are a large expense. And last year, I was unable actually to find a jersey sponsor for the event. So we had to eat that cost, which cut into our profits. So one of the biggest things right now, if people want to get into sponsoring the event, that's going to be huge for us. They can reach out to me to do that.
And perfect. I was just going to ask how people can reach out, so they can reach out to you then if they want to find some more information.
Yeah, absolutely. They can send a message to the Border City Connects Facebook page or to my direct email, which is aaron@onevisionconsulting.ca, and they can reach out to me that way, and we'll get the players lined up, sponsorship lined up, and try and make this event as successful as we possibly can to continue that service. That's the end of the day. These players are out here. They love the game of hockey. They're out there to support the cause, and it's just it's a warm fuzzy is what it is through the whole thing as we try and play it forward to pay it forward to get that van replaced.
Well, I'm sure you'll get some more help and support for the charity hockey game and see that strong support like you did last year. Now, is there any more you want to add on to that I may have missed out for this year's event that you want to let people know about?
Yeah, as far as just the general public goes, come out April 21st at the Service Sports Center. It's 9 to 9. Come out and you can make a donation that day. If your company wants to just come and make a donation that day, we'll have our crews set up there to accept those donations. I think that's the biggest thing, right? It's all about raising as much money as we can for the cause and keeping that service going. So the more support we can get, the better, from players, from companies, from individuals. And we'll be live streaming that game all day on our YouTube channel as well. And I know the guys have done a great job of that in the past. They've got interviews with people that have benefited from the service, people that are big community supporters. Our drivers come out and talk about some of the experiences they've had. So you want to go and see what the game looks like. You can go to Border City Connect's YouTube channel and check out last year's event just to see what it looks like for the day, to give you an idea of what you can expect this year and years going forward. I mean, this is not something we're going to do one and done or two and done. This is something we want to continue to do every year because there's obviously always going to be a need to try and support this cause. So we love doing it. We'll keep doing it as long as we can.
Perfect, Aaron. Well, it was really nice speaking with you today. Really glad we could help get the word out for the second annual Play It Forward event. I think it's going to be quite a success. So once again, thank you for joining us.
You bet. Thanks for having us. We're looking forward to this year's event.